He'd been the voice of something once, before the numbers fell, before the numbers chose the story he was meant to sell. He'd broken 3 investigations in his better, hungrier years. He'd named the men who should be named when naming still meant something. Then middle age came soft and gray. The desk grew smaller still. The interns took the field assignments, agile, cheap, and skilled. And something in him curdled where ambition used to live. The need to matter terribly with nothing left to give. He found the name inside a common thread, a buried forum post, a school teacher in a river town who fit the frame the most. A quiet man, a regular man, a decade at the board, who'd been accused of something once, acquitted and restored. The charge had not been proven, and the record had been sealed. But our reporter pried the edge and worked until it peeled. He told himself it served the public, told himself it mattered, that some men hide behind the law while children's lives are shattered. He called it instinct, called it source, called it a righteous red. He said the quiet ones are always shielding what they need. He published it on Tuesday, face and name and street address, and called it accountability and called it nothing less. By Wednesday there were 40 comments calling for the man's blood. By Thursday someone threw a brick into his front yard mud. By Friday his dog was found out back dead, and our reporter checked his click count and considered it a hit. The man resigned from teaching on the Sunday by the phone. His daughter stopped attending school, his wife refused to phone. His sister sent a letter saying, please, just let him be. Our reporter used the letter as a sidebar, page 3. He did not name the daughter, no, he was not that crude. He only named the husband, the address, the livelihood. He only printed photographs of where the family lived and called it public interest, which is everything it isn't. 6 months later, a correction small below the fold, gray ink. The sealed record had been sealed because the charge was false. The link to any crime of fabrication by a neighbor's crumbling spite, and our reporter had built a bonfire out of someone else's night. The family did not come back to the town, the house was sold. The daughter grew up terrified of cameras in the cold. The husband took a warehouse job 3 counties over, quiet, and counted boxes in the dark until the dark went small. Our reporter wrote a piece about the perils of the press, about the courage it requires to name your own excess. He said he'd learned, he said he'd grown, he said the world was hard, he said mistakes are how we teach, and filed it to his card. He won a nomination for the piece about his failure. He used it at his speaking fees. He used it like a receipt, proof of something filed and stored. And the man in the warehouse stacked his boxes, still ashamed that That's the dark of it, not the fall, not the retraction printed small. The dark is that he used the fall to build another wall, that he burned a man and family and turned the smoke to gold, and called his recklessness a journey in the stories that he sold. Not monster, no, just careful, just convinced he was the tale. Just a man who weighed another man's life on his personal scale, and found that his career was heavier, and filed and went to bed, while somewhere in a warehouse a man stacked boxes and bled.